Welcome back. This is the pulse here on Joy News, and of course, we're going to talk about something very important. We are in 2025, and if you got a child who just graduated from junior high school, the expectation for you as a parent is that you want to see their child go to senior high school. But there's a barrier there. The child must be placed in a secondary school before that dream can materialize. And it's really around this time, there's so many controversy around the computerized placement system. Now, this will be released according to the information we are getting, on the 17th of September 2025. And this will enable candidates who search for this year's basic education certificate examination to know the senior, high, technical, or vocational schools they've been placed. The placement follows the release of the provisional BECE results earlier this month. Candidates and their parents will be able to access their placement online and through designated centers once the system goes live. Let's get to understand this better. And in the studio is the Deputy Coordinator for the Placement Center, Abdul Rahman Mohammed. Abdul, good to see you and welcome.
Thank you, Alton.
Also here is Godfred Wache, who is a member of the placement team. Godfred, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I can imagine the weight of pressure that's going to be upon you guys in some few days to come. But how are preparation like ahead of the release of the placement?
Okay.
Abdul.
First of all, I bring you greetings from the Director General and then Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu.
Right.
Yes, the results was released, that was this weekend, Saturday. And upon the release of the results, obviously, parents will be eager to know the faith of their children. And we started having some calls and also people trooping to the ministry to find out what is really going on. And people also took advantage of that to put out false information as to the fact that the placement has been released. So some parents came with the intention to check and know the placement for the awards. And unfortunately, that statement is false. That was the reason why the Director General today has to give a press release today to really inform the public that the placement has not yet begun. We are giving the public or the stakeholders from now to, let's say, the 8th, to be able to...
The 8th of September.
Absolutely. To go to the website and then confirm their choices. Normally, the data...
You need to go to the website to confirm your choices.
Absolutely, because they've already sent the data, and now we've uploaded the data on the system. So sometimes the data that comes from the various districts comes with some errors.
Right.
It's possible somebody is a male, but in terms of the input, it's made female. So that is why sometimes you used to have a situation where a candidate is placed in a male is placed in a girls' school and those kind of stuff. So in order to avert those ones, what we do is that we try to give the opportunity for them to go to the site to check what data has been given to the Secretariat.
And if there's any correction, it can be done before the final release.
Absolutely. So it's just a window for them to check their choices and also check their corrections in terms of even the gender and so on and so forth. So that based on that, we take those reports and then we work on that. So we are giving from now till the 8th for them to do that verification. And
10 days, at least 11 days from today.
Absolutely. And from that, we are saying that on the 17th of September, we are going to release the placement. So as of now, the placement have not been released. We are currently working on the data that we've collected from the West African Examination Council so that we do the processing. So by 17th, they should expect the results to be released.
So I'm sure you are working with timelines.
Absolutely.
And how exactly the candidates or the student can check their placement.
Absolutely.
If you can walk us through.
Fine, that's what I just gave you. So we can look at it from the fact that the press release was done today. We are saying that from now till 8th, candidates are given the opportunity to check and do whatever correction that they have to do. After the 8th, it means that that window is closed, and now the actual work has to start. So the processing of the data and then the placement, latest by the 17th, as we are talking about, we should release the results.
There are concerns about protocol placement, parents being exploited by middlemen, parents that sometimes we get all manner of information. People pay money so that they can change from where the award was placed to another school and all those issues. But before we get to that, Mr. Wache, you have your own plan of action that you've put together. Perhaps if you can help educate for parents who are watching and for candidates who are also watching, if you can walk us through what the plan of action is.
Okay, so 2025 placement is not going to be somehow different from the previous years. As normal, we use 6 subjects for placement. We have the core subject, which are 4: English, mathematics, integrated science, and then social studies. These subjects are going to be picked from every candidate's results.
The best 6, or
not BECE actually, but we are picking the first 4 cores.
Right.
And then the rest of the results, the subjects left, we pick the best 2 out of them, adding it to the 4, giving us 6 subjects. Okay.
Right.
Then out of these 6 subjects, we're going to run the candidates on them. This is how the system does it. It ranks the candidate using the what you find on the candidate's result slips, which we refer to as the aggregates.
Okay.
So the English 1, mathematics 1, social studies maybe 2, they are the grades for the subjects. When put together, it gives the aggregate. So the best candidate in Ghana is going to rank first. Someone may ask, what about candidates that have scored all 6?
Right.
Yes. We may even have about 10,000 students scoring 6.
Yes.
Then we follow on their raw score. The raw score is the marks that were obtained in each of these 6 subjects. Put together, give us the total raw score. And we use that total raw score to help us discriminate further or arrange further. So a guy with all 1s with a better raw score is going to be ahead of somebody who has maybe all 1s but maybe 2 or 3, giving that person an aggregate 7, 8, or 9.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So after this arrangement, the system picks or attends to the candidate according to their positions. This year we are placing 603,000.
603,000.
Yes. So we are going to arrange
in various secondary schools and TVET schools.
Yes. So we are going to arrange these 603,000 from 1 to the 603,000th person. Then the system attends to them based on their positions.
Okay.
So it is not like this guy performed better, but certain guy who didn't perform better has been attended to before this. No, it is based on the merit, as the system says. We place based on merit. No, so till we handle the first child to the last child, we are done.
Okay. Let's, I mean, you've got a presentation. Perhaps you can also walk us through the presentation for those who are also watching us, who are watching the TV. And then you can also follow the sequence of events from the placement center.
So as usual, we have 3 categories of schools in the secondary cycle institutions. Remember, we are dealing with Ghana Education Service Schools, that's GS schools, and also Ghana TVET Service schools. Okay. We have grouped these schools into 3. The group 1, they are called the category A, we have 93. Category B, 259. Category C, 604. All put together, we have 956. This year, the government has also brought in some private schools. We are piloting about 60. The number may go up maybe next year. So adding to it, we have 1,000+ schools that we're going to handle this year. Out of the schools that I have just mentioned, we have senior high schools, senior high technical schools, TVET schools, STEM schools, in details, which we refer to as the school types.
Right.
So total senior high schools, we have 519. Text we have 204. TVET we have 233, totaling 956. Now, so the policy on guidelines says CSSPS use 4 core subjects and 2 elective subjects that we have already talked about.
Yes.
And after candidates select every school, they need to tell us what they are going to do and also the residential status, whether they will be a day student or boarder. Now, choice of schools across regions is also permitted. So candidates can select their schools from different regions, and it is also allowed. Now, so as we have categories of schools, we also have categories of candidates that we handle. This year, we have 4 different categories of candidates that we're going to handle. The first group of students are the school candidates, those who just completed BECE 2025 in June. we have another group also who took the private BECE. And we have foreign students. Foreign students means candidates who are coming on board placement, but they are using different certificate apart from the BECE.
Okay.
So a candidate may even reside in Ghana, but those who write the American type,
the Cambridge and then and the rest.
So
okay.
They come in, we place them in our schools, but we use different approach to handle them. And then the re-entry, those who might have completed about 2-3 years ago, but they couldn't pursue their secondary education, they can come in and then we handle them. All right, so this year, as we have already said, they selected 7 schools. The 5 of the schools were their main choices, and 2 of them were alternatives. So the system is going to rank them on the 5 main schools. The alternative schools will only be ranked by candidates who will miss out all their 5 choices. So we normally term it as second placement. It's like a window for candidates to get place if they miss out on all their 5 main schools. Then the mode of selection. The selection of the schools differ in terms of the categories of the students. The school candidates were to select their schools, forward them to their heads, and then the heads either enter them in the WIEC system for CSSPS to have it in Accra, or they forward them to their district offices, education offices, for the exams officers to also enter them in the WIEC software, upload, and we get it in Accra here. There's a group called private candidates. For them, because they are not in schools, the only means that we can get them is to take their choices online. So this is the domain address of the candidates, the private school candidates 2025, where they were supposed to go to select their schools. And the last time we checked, we have about 1,500 candidates had gone there to select their schools.
Private candidates. Okay. And the address is www.wiecinternetsolutions.org.
Yes. Then foreign students, they must purchase a form at a secondary education division or schools and instructions, fill them and then submit to the director. Then a date will be announced to them to take what we refer to as aptitude test. So based on the scores from the aptitude test, they are placed.
All right. Right, that's quite elaborate. But Abdul, I mean, this is what is on paper. This is how you want to operate. Yeah. But I mean, the concerns about there's protocol list, there's concern about all students wanting to have sport for their children and all that. Is there any avenue outside of the computerized system that parents can have their wards in their preferred schools?
For what is really structured, the structure that we have the automatic placement, that all candidates that made their choices will be placed automatically by the system based on merit, and after which candidate that do have issues with their placement, they will normally have the opportunity to come for manual placement. There's people, for example, West African Examination Council, we have those whose results are withheld. Maybe by the time WIEC...
But as you speak, 177 are waiting final clearance from WIEC.
So by the time they will finish with all the ups and downs, possibly the placement probably would have been out. So when such candidates are cleared of any wrongdoing, obviously you have to really attend to them. And such things are done with the manual placement that we are supposed to have. In terms of protocol, when we say protocol, there has been an arrangement where institutions that the schools, they say that we have, due to the old student associations groups, and then basically the schools, the catchment area that they live, there are some concessions that are really considered. It is not, it varies depending on the year, where the heads of the schools do have those concessions to consider people within the environment. Basically, that is what is there. But as to protocol, list submitting from that one is not something.
I mean, there's been allegations that sometimes a candidate is placed in the school. The parents may not want it. They are able to influence the system such that they are able to get the child from that school to a school of their choice.
Absolutely. These are concerns that we came and then we were confronted with, and we we had a discussion on them. And the minister has sounded a very strong caution. And I think the coordinator for the free SHS, during the sensitization, she made it clear that when you are posted to a school, you cannot change it a different school. So I think we are sticking to that policy to make sure we sanitize the system. We've also had a situation where people do extort money from people to do. What I want to say on this platform is that we have resolution centers right after the placement. If you have issue or maybe in an unlikely event where you are not placed, the resolution centers are meant to resolve those issues.
Right.
So if you don't have placement, you come to that resolution center and deal with it. But because the public are not aware of that, people take advantage of that, take money from them, and then appear to the resolution center as though they are doing any facilitation, which is free. So we've made it clear that at any given point in time, should you have any issue with your placement, there are going to be regional centers all across.
Okay.
So that you go there. We also have call centers. The numbers will be made available, where if you have any issue, you can sit at the comfort of your home, make a call, whatever situation that you have, it will be addressed.
And just briefly, Mr. Boakye, are we going to resolve this challenge where, for example, a candidate is from Greater Accra, placed in the school in the, let's say in the Ashanti region, the school is a day school, and parents now have to go and rent a place for the child to be attending school?
So such issues occur when the candidates go online for what we refer to as the self-placement. In our system, it is where you select, is where you place. You will never be placed in schools that you didn't select or did not select. But in our case, after placement, candidates without schools are asked to go online to select their schools. So it is then that they go and whatever school available, they select and put themselves there. So this year, we have also done a lot of work on it. We talked to the students where we were doing the sensitization about the need to consult somebody before selecting a school online, especially now we are setting up district resolution centers. So they will go to the district offices where an exams officer has an idea of how
this thing should be done. Okay. Because of time, we'll leave it here, but I'm guessing that in the days to follow, we'll have to do more of this, especially because this is a very important subject. But let me say thank you very much, Mr. Godfrey Boakye, member of the placement team. Also, Mr. Abdul Rahman, Deputy Coordinator for the Placement Center. And you guys have a lot of work to do. All right. So, folks, we'll leave it here for now. Let me cross over to Germany, because Germany has tightened rules on smartphones use in schools. We're just talking about placement, with several regions introducing or planning bans of private mobile phone usage. For more on this, let me cross over to Thomas Sparrow, correspondent with our partners, DWU. Thomas, give us an overview of what the new regulation means.
Education here in Germany is not a matter for the federal government, so for the government here in Berlin, but it is a matter for each one of Germany's 16 regions. That's because of Germany's federal system, and as such, there are different measures in place if you look at different parts of the country. What has changed specifically now in the beginning of this school year is that several of those regions have tightened their regulations when it comes to smartphone use in schools, and several of those regions have actually now announced that they're banning the use of smartphones in schools, especially for the younger pupils, so for those in elementary or primary schools. Other regions, meanwhile, have stressed that is not necessarily the right way forward, and they're leaving that decision in the hands of the specific schools. Those who have argued for a ban have stressed that it's important not only to increase students' concentration and improve also the grades. That's based on certain studies that have said that reducing the use of smartphones actually increases the likelihood that students can actually get better grades. And they're also analyzing and saying that an important argument here is that it can help protect children, for example, when it comes to cyberbullying. This is only one part of the debate. The debate here in Germany and also in other parts of the continent is about social media use as well. So there are many different views when it comes to what's the best way forward when it comes to smartphone use in schools.
Right, but then some organizations are very critical of any move towards ban. Why?
Indeed, that's the case, because they say that banning is not the best way forward, that it doesn't take into account the fact that young children, also teenagers, actually use smartphones on their day-to-day lives. So the focus should not be on banning smartphone use, but actually helping pupils to use them appropriately, to use them responsibly. So what these organizations are actually calling for is for an increase in media literacy in schools from a very young age. And that also includes social media use in schools from a very young age. What are the risks? What are the benefits? How can young pupils actually deal with these kinds of challenges in a better way? So what the organizations are stressing is that from a regional perspective in Germany, but also from a national perspective in Germany, there should be an increased focus on media literacy in schools instead of banning smartphones as a measure, because they believe that in any case, pupils will use smartphones as soon as they leave actually the school every day. So the focus should be on responsible use instead.
And again, how do other European countries view this, topic? So Thomas, but thank you very much for this update from Germany. Folks, for more stories, log on to our website, myjoyonline.com. My name is Elton Bobby. Whatever you are up to in the hours ahead, I hope it's profitable. See you tomorrow, same time.